So we are an hour away.
In Uwe?
In Uwe away. And Uwe nice roulette.
Topical as well without even realising.
Right. So we're an hour away. We're looking for somewhere to stop because Abby needs a coffee and I need a wee. There's got to be a Mackey's around here somewhere.
Really?
Surely.
We're in the middle of nowhere.
Oh. How are you feeling about training as you're coming up?
Apprehensive, but only because of my ankle.
Yeah, Abby is also a runner. She's running the Brighton Half Marathon soon, and she went for a run and rolled her ankle. And you've got notoriously weak ankles anyway, haven't you? They are prone to injury. This genuinely could be cockamouth.
It's giving it.
Yeah, right. So we've been trying to pace that because you've got the half marathon next weekend.
Yes.
So we're going to see how much you can do, but we're not going to go full pelt. I definitely wouldn't recommend full scrim.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be going full pelt even if I didn't have the half marathon because I just think I'm going to aggravate it.
Yeah, smart. I'm looking forward to it. I do believe that D-Line is the biggest group on the team.
No surprises there.
Which is mad because when I joined the sport, linebackers were the be-all and end-all. They were like the flankers of rugby.
Yeah, they're like the glory position.
Yeah, for defence anyway. But now this year it seems to be D-line, which I'm not mad about. I'm gutted I'm missing training with the Bears, but I think it's a really good opportunity, and I think you should always seek opportunities to be trained by other people, by other coaches, and meet new people, because one, strangers are sometimes people you've just not made friends yet, or no, it's not that, it's strangers are friends you've just not met yet. That's it.
Isn't that what you just said?
No, I said it in a different way. In my brain, I'm still fucking waking up. So I think it's really important, especially because quite a few girls, the women on the line, are from nines teams, but there are a couple of sevens as well. So yeah, I think it'll be good, really, really good. I like meeting new people, I like making friends with new people. However, the weather is not the one at all. It is miserable and raining. But yeah. Do you have any thoughts on it, babe?
I think for me, as notoriously someone that's a not very confident team sportser or football player, I think kind of speaking to new people, being coached by new people, looking, or at least kind of getting used to a new playbook, makes me realise I actually know more than I think I do.
Yeah, you do.
Which is always nice, a nice little confidence boost. And yeah, even though I say I'm not technically football minded,
you really are.
Yeah, when people
really
are we're going to drop into this zone, and I'm like, but why? Man coverage would be better here, or and then it kind of inspires those kind of conversations where I'm like, oh, okay, I am quite invested.
Yeah, I think you're going to be I think you've got you've got football brain, which I think is one of many reasons why you and the other DB on our team for the Bears work so well together, is because you both have really high football IQ, whereas again I am just golden retriever, find ball, get ball.
I think I absorbed a lot of that from the NFL, but also I think that's what makes football like such an interesting sport to watch and to play, because I've not really ever played any other sport. Because it is so like technical and clever and smart.
Do you think playing flag helped with reads and stuff?
I think for me, because when I trained for flag, you essentially train like offense and defense. So I think that gave me like a fundamental basic knowledge of offense, like routes and what kind of routes you would run. So that has probably set me up a bit. There's a basic kind of understanding of zone and man. It's a very different game playing flag, but there are obviously a lot of comparisons, and I do think probably makes you a better contact player.
DBs, they run backwards fast. So that's us for now. Hopefully we'll find some food and park up soon. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Catch you soon. Bye.
We're on.
Hello. Welcome to the second and final part of our Sealand day out. Had an absolutely incredible day. Just the best time with scrim, trying at nines, and also just training with other people outside of your normal bubble is just incredible and just so rewarding. To learn from other women is just incredible. How was your day?
Yeah, I also had a really, really nice time. Like the environment there was like really encouraging, really supportive. There wasn't any like pressure. Like there was kind of just this lovely acceptance that everyone came from different places. Everyone was at different. I don't even know if everyone was at like very differing levels of.
I think there were people like were, from my understanding, a couple that were just going into their second year of football, which then going into nines, in my opinion, is quite a big thing. So yeah, there are different levels and different abilities. There were a couple of GB players there, which is incredible to play alongside people that, play at such a high caliber. My day was phenomenal. Evan was incredible. He just gets it. And he, like, first of all, like, he was so, from the get-go, supportive of me when I was like, I'm non-binary and like, don't call me like a lady, please. And like, he just went in with such like a can-do attitude and just made it such a safe and inclusive space for me, which is such a hard thing to do. And then second of all, his attitude and coaching to D-line, it wasn't, because I've had like a number of D-line coaches in my career, and I've had coaches that don't understand my body shape, because it's not a case of just like, kill the quarterback. There are, stances is like a big part of being in D-line, and when you are being coached by people that are thinner than you or more athletic than you, and they're just like expecting you to just do it from their stance because it works for them, is just a real struggle. But I've had a number of people that just get the stance and get it, so I'm really appreciative of that. My second year Titans coach Kieran, he got it. He was a D-line coach who kind of really changed how, because I was the newest member of the D-line at that time, and the older, the more seasoned D-line people on that line really struggled with that approach because they'd been taught a certain way. Whereas for me, because I was still so new to the sport, like it was only my second year, he came in and he was like, no, I stand like this, and he was like a similar body type to me. So for that to be an accessible thing, like it does make a difference online, and it's something that I think if you don't play line, you don't get it until other coaches get it. So yeah, so he was incredible. The space and the support today was just incredible. Everyone was really supportive. We had I think it was 3 people from Peterborough Royals, and then we had 2 from Edinburgh Wolves, and then there was me. I feel like I'm missing someone out. Oh, Ash from EKP.
Yeah.
And it was just such a good mix, and it's just so nice for there to be like no bullshit, no drama, no divas, and we were literally there to play football and support each other. And the coaching, we did a move where we crashed on the inside. So it's like a cross. I know in previous clubs it's called Texas, or some people call it cross, whatever it's called. Anyway, I've always been taught just be quicker and just go for the shoulder, whereas today I was taught to kind of like use the pad as inside leverage to open a gap, and that for me today really clicked, and it worked, and the coach was just like, you listened to what I was saying and you took it on first time, and that was really amazing. So it was just incredible. Like if you're listening to this and you have any ums and ahs about joining Sealand, just stop. Like, I don't know. Honestly, it is genuinely incredible, and every single person is so lovely and welcoming, and you can literally talk to anyone up and down the league, and it was just really nice to have that shared experience of, because our team, the Cheshire Bears, is, you know, in 7th, and Baffa has done away with our final, which that is a bone of contention that I will go to in another episode. But it was so nice to have other people in our situation,
Yeah.
that were like, this is fucking bullshit, you know? Yeah. So it's always supportive, and you don't as feel like as on your own. I've got a bubble in my throat. How was your DBing?
Yeah, so we were coached by Lindsay, who, I haven't been coached before by her. She is a phenomenal coach. Like everything that we did, you know, I've been playing DB 3 years now. Each drill we did was something pretty different going into 4th.
Do my first episode where I was like, how many years?
I love you have to count it on your fingers.
Yeah, honestly. But anyway, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I've done 3 years. We're going into 4th year of DB coaching. And similar to you, I've had a number of different coaches. And it was, just new techniques. I also just thought it was a very inclusive experience. Like, you know, I said earlier, I felt like everyone had a lot of experience there, and that was just a reflection of the way that people kind of committed to drills and carried themselves, and everyone was included, and no one was, you know, being shy or reserved or anything. So everyone just came across like a really experienced player, and I think they've really cultivated an atmosphere where that is just how it is. which I really liked.
Yeah, I like that you could literally, whenever water breaks happened, like, you could literally talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, literally anybody. Like, nobody is left standing on their own. Everybody will talk to anybody. And it's just so nice. And it's so nice to see women and people supporting other people, you know, other athletes
100.
in such a respectful way. So, like, for example, we had a conversation with a couple of the Teesside girls, and it was just so nice because, you know, when you're in the season, you can't, like, gas them up and be like, oh, you know, because you're going against them and the objective is to, like, defeat them. But, like, they're not in our league now, and it was so nice to just objectively be like, I respect you as an athlete, and I think you're doing incredible, you know? So it's just nice. And, like, also meeting new people. Like, I'd never met anybody from the Wolves before.
No.
And
yeah, the Wolves players were lovely.
They were such a credit to their team.
Yeah.
Because I've never had anything bad to say about EKP and never will. Because I pledge allegiance to the field of the Pirates.
Big fanboy.
I am the biggest. Cole, Georgie, Ash, I fucking love you. I would follow you into battle any day. But I would also, like, I am a firm favourite of Edinburgh Wolves. Today, their QB was amazing.
Yeah.
Ramona, holy fucking balls.
Like, absolutely incredible. Yeah, it was just so nice to see people just excelling in their position, but also, yeah, to go back to your point about just getting to talk to other people. Like, we all have sport as, like, a shared, you know, a shared common theme, so that makes, like, conversation very easy for somebody like me who feels like they've lost all their social skills. Like, yeah, it was just a really welcoming atmosphere. Quality of coaching was really good. I learnt a lot.
What did you think of the format of it? Because every team has, like, a format and an order.
Yeah.
What did you think of the order of training?
Good question.
I, for one, really liked it because in both teams that I've played for previously and present, we will do warm-ups and then it will be indies and then it's contact. Whereas today, it was warm-up straight into Oklahoma, or it's basically, I think Sealand now call it Llewellyn's. But it was 2v2 run bowls. That's what Bears call them, in run bowls. But I think Tyler's called Oklahomas. I've not pulled that out of thin air, have I?
Yeah, Okies was what I always knew them as.
Okies, okay. So yeah, like, I am a person that can psych myself out of contact very fucking quickly and second guess myself. As I've said previously, my confidence levels are just not where I would want them to be or expect them to be, especially going into my fourth year. But going straight from a really hard fucking warm-up, like,
a lot of running.
Like, I tapped out after one lap. I was like, I'm not going to bollocks myself and my hips hurt. But I know that's something I need to work on. I'm not going to be that person that just refuses to commit to the warm-up. Like, I know I was struggling, my legs were cramping, and I knew I needed to take some time out to warm my back up because I've got a bad back as it is. So I know that I use that time instead, but I know going forward I need to work on my running. But then to go straight into Okies or Llewellyn's was amazing because you didn't have time to work yourself up.
Yeah.
It was, you were in, this is the tone, this is what we're doing, like, it is that or nothing at all, you know what I mean? So yeah, like, I personally am a big fan of doing run bowl, like, as soon as you've done your warm-up, because then you don't get to think about it at all.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, actually. I hadn't thought of that, but that is a good way to set the tone of what the practice was going to be like. Everyone got involved at every position. They had 2 separate ones running, so it didn't feel as much like people were being specifically watched.
Yeah,
which I thought was a good idea.
Yeah, weirdly enough, like I didn't think about that at the time, but weirdly enough, that like de-escalated it for me, because there was so, like, the numbers were so well done that there wasn't long waits between your go.
Yeah.
And it, like, there weren't enough people to be watching you anyway.
Yeah.
So it just didn't become a massive thing, which is incredible, like, that the coaching staff do that, and you don't, at the time, you're just, like, trying to get through the fucking motions of, I hope I don't go against someone that's going to ruin my life, and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, like, I've got a lot of respect for the coaches in that format. You know, that was really well done.
Yeah, I agree, that worked really well.
You know, for me, it's hard going to D-line because so there were like 3 D-line coaches, one of which was like, you can't come out of 4 stance, you can't come out of 4 stance. And I'm one of those people that, because I am unfit and I am trying to get fitter, I know I need to commit to it more, like, I will go, like, 4 stance is better for me because of, like, my hip accessibility. But I will get to a point where I'm so bollocksed in a game that I will go from 2 stance because I'm physically exhausted.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to manage my energy levels. But then the footwork drills were amazing. They were some of the most accessible and applicable footwork drills that I've done as a lineman, which I really enjoyed. And then straight into install, because that is one of the hardest things about our game, is learning a playbook.
Yeah.
Because everybody calls everything so different.
So many different things.
Oh my fucking God. But yeah, it was interesting to go from playing for the Bears, where O-line have a bear. Well, it was originally called Bear, and then it's heavy. Whereas now we play for a team where D-line have a bear call.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is a joy. And it's nice to play on a line with stunts. I'd not done stunts in so fucking long. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that.
I was going to say, do you feel like the coaching today was done to kind of correct people's, like, way they approach their position, or do you think they kind of looked at where people's strengths were and how people did it and then kind of inserted that into the play?
Yeah, I think it was definitely the latter one.
Yeah.
Definitely. I feel like I've got a lot from line from today.
Yeah. I just thought, with you referencing, you know, the changing stance, whether you were told you needed to do that stance or whether you were respected as somebody that knows what they're doing.
I think it's just so for me, they acknowledge that a 4 stance isn't ideal.
Okay.
But for me, I think something that needs to be taken into context is the 3-point stance is amazing, but what isn't amazing is doing it in firm ground boots in muddy grass. And it was marshy and it was sticky, so your hand is already, like, your centre of gravity is already off.
Yeah.
And then when you're pushing off like a sprinter, your legs are just kicking back and you're just spinning. Yeah, you're just wheel spinning. So, but that, like, even then it wasn't like you're doing this wrong, you're going to do it till you do it right. It was, you know, it was a lot more accessible than that. What about you on D-line?
Yeah, very much the same for DBs. Like, Lindsay was like, play however you feel comfortable, play in press if you want, play a bit further back. Like, you have kind of creative license to play how you want to play, as long as you're following, like, the coverage. But also she said, you know, if you get it wrong, just get it wrong at 100%, which is a really refreshing way to approach it, really. Like, just takes the pressure off and made it a more enjoyable experience.
How's that been for you? Like, if you think about your history of DB coaching, do you feel like you learned a lot, or like did you take stuff away from today? Or
yeah, I learned a lot today, and yeah, it was just a lot. It was just very like a forgiving environment and a supportive, safe environment. And I don't know if that makes a difference. Well, Lindsay's obviously just a very, very good coach, but I don't wonder if it makes a difference with her being female as well.
I was going to say that, you know, because I've only ever been taught by men.
Same.
Up until this season.
Yeah.
With Susie, who is our former defensive tackle or interior, now moving into coaching and being supported by another lineman, Meg. So how was that for you being?
Yeah, I think it made a big difference. I'm fairly confident Lindsay used to play. I don't know her background, but I think she did used to play. So, you know, she already knows how the women's game works.
Yeah.
So I think that makes a big difference. Yeah.
Were you communicated differently? Like, was the communication style different from a male coach? And if so, was it better or different? Or
it's difficult because, like I said, it was like we're going to go on whose strength is the best for what position we're playing, and not really be like taught from scratch how to play our position. Yeah, I don't know if that kind of makes a difference in making it a lot less of a intense coaching experience, I would say. Like, it was a bit more relaxed, and I don't know if that's just kind of indicative of Sealand itself.
Yeah.
I think it probably is, but yeah, just the way of coaching was really good. We weren't just doing reps and reps and reps of backpedaling. There was actually barely any backpedaling. What I liked a lot actually was we were kind of doing, how would you describe it? Like man coverage for passing, man pass coverage, but not doing the back pedal. We were just going straight in as like sort of following down the receiver and then getting our arms over to break up the pass, but then wrap. And that, like, I've never just done it straight up like that. I've always had to sort of back pedal and then turn. And you don't necessarily need to keep doing that in practice. You just need to, like, a lot of Lindsay's coaching was just repeat until it becomes second nature, which I thought was like really good.
It was nice to see, because you know I always try and watch. I know I'm not supposed to, but I can't help it. It was nice to see that you didn't shy away from something that you struggle with. So you've always said that block shedding has been a challenge for you.
Yeah.
And the first time I get to look over and you're actively doing something that becomes muscle memory, and it's like the block shed that is accessible for you, and even from far away I could see something was clicking for you.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
No, so that was really good. So the concept of the shedding the block drill was, we were doing like almost like a trust drill, where the offensive player would essentially trust fall into you, and it gave you that kind of quick snap, push them back, get round them, that I don't think you can replicate as quickly in any other kind of drill. Well, I certainly haven't.
Yeah.
Because they were free falling into you, so you had to quick hands up, push them back, and then sweep round. Because my issue with block shedding is, I think potentially because I started as a flag player, I've always been like eyes on the hips, where's my player going, that I genuinely I just forget that actually 50% of the time they're coming out to block me. So by the time I've clicked in that, okay, it you know, it's not a pass, and this player that's running at me, I'm not covering them anymore, they're coming out to block me, I've been blocked. And then I just get caught up in a hand fight.
That's the same, like, I'm exactly the same. Like, we're always taught, you know, watch the person, and then we're taught, you know, watch the feet online. So if you're lining up, you're supposed to watch the feet to see if they're leaning on their toes or on their heels, to indicate like a pull or a block. By the way, survived a Leeds Charger pulling at me. Holy fuck, my whole life flashed before my eyes. So shout out to the girl that was pulling. She was incredible, and my whole life did flash before my eyes. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, when you're going, like, for me personally, when you're going in a game and it is a million miles an hour, I literally forget everything.
Yeah.
I forget everything so bad, and I'm such a fucker for it. But Evan's, like, first priority was, Beau, get your head up, because I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas I've always been taught, like, just go hell for leather. Like, and it's always been, the priority in previous teachings was hit hard, whereas Evan's was hit hard, but do it safely, which was really nice, you know. So
that is so important, especially in the women's game. Like, we're not giving up our Saturdays to get beaten up or to beat people up.
Well, it's I don't even think that. It's like it's your neck, it's your head and your neck, and like, yeah. I'm obviously going to do I am going to do an episode later on concussion and something that I'm installing into the Bears, and I'd love to talk to other people and get in touch with other teams to see their best practice about their concussion, or even if anybody wants to learn from what I'm trying to install at the Bears, so we can start getting a best practice, because it's all well and good, like, everyone says, oh yeah, of course we follow the RFU's concussion guidelines, because that's seen as the gold standard of concussions and management, concussion management. But is it in writing? Is it contractually built into your club? Is there a procedure for it, like there should be for safeguarding? Because concussions can kill people. Neck injuries can kill people. You can change someone's whole existence and their whole life from a tackle, from contact, from slipping, from falling. And I think it's something that we don't take seriously enough. And I think I've definitely come from teams, even like at the Bears, you know, when like numbers were so low last season, and I am speaking for myself, I played with a concussion because numbers were low and it was important for the team. At no point was I pressured to do it, but I wanted to do it because I knew we were struggling. So I put myself in danger and I didn't follow protocol for concussion. And looking back now, like, I've had like a number of concussions from playing rugby union, league, but also just playing football as well. And now I'm losing my hearing because of it, because of the amount of brain trauma that I've had from concussions and not following protocol. And I want to be able to prevent that. And it's nice that there are coaches that are like, it's about controlled aggression, isn't it? Like, yeah. It's already, I feel, objectively, it's hard as a woman to be like, yeah, clear someone out and hurt someone when you're having a nice time in the team. I don't feel like you want to kill them.
No.
I'm speaking for me and me alone, obviously, but I feel like that was the vibe. So yeah. to be able to be like, kill them and clear them out, but also do it safely because you're going to kill them if you don't, like, it's a hard like line. for me. And I know that's a separate tangent that I've gone on about concussion, but it is very fucking serious, and I really think that we need to, like, because I've heard adult players joke about CTE, and it's not a fucking joke.
No.
We are amateur athletes that pay to play a sport, and dear God, it like, there is so much awareness about people that just have, you know, sudden heart failure and potentially die on the pitch. But where's the long-term damaging effects of not following concussion protocol from exhausted players just playing both ways and, like, absolutely killing themselves because the teams are overstretched, they're undermanned, and I remember last season we couldn't call quits on a game because if we wanted to go up to 9s, we'd automatically be disqualified from it if we pulled out of a game. That is fucking bullshit, and it is fucking neglectful and disgusting on behalf of BAFA that would be a precedent.
Yeah.
And that is not down to any of the coaching staff at the Bears, and it is not to do with any coaching staff on any team. That is just fucking criminally neglectful.
Yeah.
And it is kneecapping the women's game, like, from the offset. It should be safety fucking first.
Absolutely, without a doubt, safety comes first.
I don't get it. Like, I don't know where the disconnect is for BAFA, that I don't understand why it's so hard to try and grow the women's game without having these women kill themselves in a bid to not be disqualified from going up to 9s. You know what? Fuck the concept and the fucking the carrot of 9s being dangled at women while they're mangling themselves on a weekend just because they're emotionally invested in these teams and they want to keep their family safe and they don't want to let them down because of the future of the club, because BAFA are fucking kneecapping the clubs. They can go fuck themselves, in my opinion. That is not position of the Bears. That is my personal fucking opinion, and BAFA can suck a fat one for it, in my opinion. But yeah,
Well
anyway.
said, babe.
But anyway, Sealand. Yeah, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's just incredible, and I wish that people would get more involved in it. I think the game that we've got confirmed is in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Which I'm very excited for. You've played football abroad before.
Flag, yeah.
So it'll be nice to travel with you.
Yes.
But also play contact abroad. Don't know how that's going to work with equipment.
Yeah, you just gotta pay for that bag. Pay for the bag unless you get on the plane. No, you can't get on a plane in a helmet.
I'll fucking get on there. I'll get a PPE. I'll be prepared for it. Should someone try and take my fucking window seat? I'll clear the cunt out. Bash! I'm joking, obviously.
I think a lot of people would really love Sealand if they gave it a go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have joined if it wasn't for you, I don't think.
Yeah, because because you've never put yourself forward, because we've been playing football for the same amount of time, haven't we?
Yeah.
But you've never put yourself forward for a mixed women's team before.
No.
So what's that like for you?
Well, again, it goes back to, was I saying it this morning? About sort of my general kind of anxiety, and I wouldn't have ever called myself like a team sports person, or it's definitely like an anxiety thing. I didn't have a lot of self-confidence in my ability as a football player for quite a while. It's getting better. And days like today are really beneficial for me in that respect. So yeah, I just wouldn't have put myself forward. I wouldn't have felt confident in my ability as a football player to turn up and be like, hi, I would like to play for you. I've got something to offer you. So yeah, anyone that, doesn't feel very confident, or, might be very new to football, that wouldn't necessarily put themselves forward to play for a team where you think you're going to, be around people that are really experienced or really good at football or really football confident or, doesn't feel very confident in their football ability, that might have counted themselves out for playing for a team like Sealand. It isn't like that. It's not like GB. It's a very friendly, welcoming, fun experience. It's people that just want to have fun with the game, want to go on trips abroad. It's not super serious. It's not like a tryout. You weren't on trial to see if you could get a place on the team. It's everyone's welcome, all experience levels.
Just don't be a dickhead.
Yeah. Mike's like, the first rule is don't be a dickhead, and then everything else goes. And you really got that feel when you were there.
Yeah, like you mattered. Like, I am absolute king, and I'm outing myself here. Of I don't actually think about things before I commit to them.
The podcast.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll fucking do it, and then don't actually take into consideration the actual graft and skill that is revolved in it. So
and the equipment.
But we've upgraded now. We're upgraded.
Look at these fancy mics that Beau got this week.
I feel like, don't worry, we've flexed it. I'm broke as fuck. Thank you, Klana. But yeah, like, I will just do stuff. If I think, like, it's a good concept, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. So, for example, I've... on family chat, I was like, oh yeah, I've watched 2 whole seconds of an Instagram short, of an Instagram walk.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, of an Instagram walk, and I was like, fuck it, that sounds good. Send it to the group and put, can we do this, please? I didn't watch the whole video. That was one of the hardest walks we have ever done. One of the ascents was like 80% incline. And I was like, I'm deleting TikTok. I am deleting it because I am a knob that doesn't watch stuff. But the reason I'm telling you that is because I guess I'm the other side of it. So Abby genuinely is an adult and a human that thinks things through before she does them.
Overthinks.
But that's the thing. I didn't think or overthink the concept of joining a team made up of other people from other teams. I didn't overthink it. I just thought, I want to play football. I want to play football on a bigger level, because our team plays sevens. I want to play on a bigger scale. I want the experience of playing nines and meeting other people, and I want to be able to travel, and I want to be able to coach. I want to be able to be coached by different people, and that's it. So I was like, well, why aren't you doing it? Because I think you're an amazing DB. And I'm not just saying that because I'm your husband. I'm saying that because you genuinely are an amazing DB. So for me, it's like, well, of course you'd be an asset to the team, So even if you're like, fuck it, just do it. Like, genuinely, just do it. And the team is just incredible. Just incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not sponsored by Sealand. We just had a nice time.
No, actually, we pay Sealand. So, but yeah, really want to thank Mike and all the coaches. Special shout outs go to Evan and Lindsay.
Yeah.
For today. Thank you for every single person that we played with. It's been an absolute fucking pleasure. And absolutely every single person that we've played with in positional or against was an absolute credit to their team. Genuinely.
Yeah.
And I genuinely wish that this was the side of women's football that people could see. Because
yes.
if we could film that and make it more well known, which I'm trying to do through this podcast with all 2 listeners, the example of why this community is beautiful and incredible, genuinely, because football rivalries go out the window. They don't care. They genuinely don't care. You're there and you're part of the family, and that's it. And that is why I love American football so much, and I love our community, because every single person made us feel welcomed and loved and took the time out. So yeah, thank you very much, Sealand. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, players. You're all fucking incredible and you're absolute ballers. I saw some fatalities today.
Oh my God.
And I saw 2 QB keep touchdowns, which I'd never seen in my life before, but I did.
Yeah.
So fair dues. I also special shout out to Laura, because Laura, you are incredible. You are one of my favourite interior linemen ever, and it is a joy to play with you. But also to the absolute fucking superstars from the Edinburgh Wolves.
I'm terrified that we have to play them this year.
Oh my
I'm just going to be watching them in
God.
awe, like trying not to cheer them on.
Oh, I'll be cheering them on. Like, I made that precedent very fucking clear. I am team sport. I am team everybody have a nice time. But my favourite moment has to be when, I mean, we'll backpedal a little bit. So Susie from Peterborough Royals, her clinical way in which she is like masterfully does these block shed moves is just such a pleasure to be around and learn, and she's got a real knowledge of the playbook as well. Georgia, just the positive energy, you know.
She has a really, really lovely vibe.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Ash, you're a fucking
Chaos.
rock star, honestly. But the 2 absolute rock stars from...
Are you giving out MVPs here?
Yeah, the MVPs from today for me were both Edinburgh Wolves linemen that were fucking vaping between reps, between indies.
Yeah.
Made my fucking life, because they went from, okay, you can go for a drink, and these 2 just disregard the hydration and huddle round a vape, and all you can see is this like smoke. And I'm like, oh my God, I fucking love Edinburgh so much. So yeah, had an absolutely lovely time.
A lot of beautiful Scottish accents as well.
Oh my God, just so much.
Like, it's just a joy to listen to. And we are now, well, it's nearly 4 o'clock, so we've nearly been awake. Well, we have been awake for 12 hours.
Holy balls.
And it was well worth it. We're going to crash later, but...
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go missing for like 3 days. But I'm sad that we missed the Bears, but happy. I've definitely grown from the experience.
Yeah.
Up to. And we are going to be home hopefully in like 3 hours. It's saying 7 o'clock. But it's going to be a little bit later from that because we're going to have to split the shifts. You might have a princess nap now.
I am 100% having a passenger princess nap.
Absolutely. We had our mandatory KFC post-training.
Yeah.
Because chicken equals gains.
We never really eat KFC apart from after training. It's become like, it doesn't taste the same unless it's post training.
Yeah, you can't have it any other time because it just tastes gash. But it does, it tastes gash. But like, the minute after training, it's like, the beans are perfect.
Yeah.
The chicken is perfect. So yeah, get in touch with your mandatory after training or after tournament meal.
Yes.
If you have any questions about Sealand, or
don't ask us. Joking.
Well, yeah, I won't have a fucking clue about it because I thought this club. I can't believe the club's only a year old for the women's. So, fucked if I know.
Yeah, and I was convinced that we were playing 11s, not 9s.
I mean, same. I was like, oh, there's loads of us. It's 11s. Yeah, no, Beau was wrong. But yeah, get in touch. If you were at Sealand and wanted to have comments read out, or you wanted to come on and be interviewed, then please, dear God, do that. Like, the more people on the show, the better.
Yeah.
The less you hear of my voice, the better. But, yeah. I'm Beau Snow.
I'm Abby Snow.
And thank you for listening.
Okay, bye.
We're going to break it down.
Okay, what's the breakdown?
You get to choose.
Lids off on me. Lids off on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Lids
off.
Woo!